Hey, Rod Martinson here. This 30-minute lesson today is just a small part of my pentatonic scale mastery course. And today we're going to be working in the fifth box, the fifth pentatonic box. These boxes are commonly called positions, shapes, patterns. Doesn't matter what you call them, but I'm going to refer to them as boxes because sometimes we have to move outside of the box for certain licks and runs, and it'll just make it easier for me to explain. In this fifth pentatonic box, there are 5 minor triads. So I'm going to go over all 5 of these minor triads today and also do some runs inside of the fifth box. That these notes, these runs can be played in both minor or major chord progressions. So at the end of this video, I'm gonna do a solo with a B minor backing track, so you can see how to apply what I'm going to show you today with any solo improvisation you want to do. I'll also be adding in notes that I'm not going to show you in these runs today, but you'll hear those. You'll know why I played that note, because it'll go along with the music, and you can do that when you practice these runs and these triads inside of this box. While you're doing a solo, you'll know by ear where to move to a note that's going to sound right. Also, I'm going to show you, or I'm going to call out the fret number that I'm on, and so you can follow along. But sometimes I'm going to call out the wrong fret number that I'm actually on, so when I do that, I'll try to catch it and put up an annotation on the screen, just a text to correct my mistake. So without further wasting your time with my verbiage, let's go to the lesson. Okay, we're in the fifth pentatonic box here in the B minor. It's minor because the roots are here, the little finger, which is 7th fret of the E strings, and the 4th fret of the G string. Okay, so this is a B minor triad. Triad is simply the 3 notes that make up a chord. For B minor, it's B, D is the minor 3rd, and F sharp is the perfect 5th. So there are 5 minor triads in this 5th position, this 5th box. The first one is here, where you have B, D, and F sharp. The B is on the 7th fret of the E string, D is the 5th fret of the A string, and F sharp is the 4th fret of the D string. Playing one note at a time is an arpeggio. That's all an arpeggio is playing a chord one note at a time. So this first triad, first arpeggio, has 3 rundowns. Now I call them rundowns because it's a run that takes you back down to the triad. Okay, that first rundown is and then back to the triad. Okay, this first rundown is going to start on the 5th fret of the D string. 5, 4, 7, 5 on the A string, and 4 on the D, 7, 5, 4 on the A, and then again 7, 5, 4 on the A, and then 7 on the E string, then 5, 4 on the the A, 7, 5 on the E string, and then the triad. So I do this 5 times. Then I end on that B and start the rundown. The second one is here. What I'm doing is that one starts on the D string, 7th fret, 7, 5, 4, and then 5 on the A string, back to the 5 on the D string, 4, and 7 and 5 on the A string, then 4 on the D string, 7, 5, 4 on the A string, and then 7, 5, 4, and then the 5 on the E string before we start the triad again. So when I play this note, instead of shifting like this, because I play this B note just before I come over here to start the rundown, instead of trying to shift my finger like that, I just lay it down. So that third rundown, I'm on the B string, the G string, the B note, and the D string, 7, 5, 4, and then again 7, 5, 4, and then 7 on the A string, and 5, 4 on the D, 7, 5 on the A, and 4 on the D, 7, 5, 4 on the A, and then we start the triad again. The second triad in this 5th pentatonic position. We've got the D. Now this is a first inversion because the root is no longer played first. We're playing the third, the minor third first, then the perfect 5th, which is the F sharp, and then the B on the G string, 4th fret. I'm just playing, pushing both of these down with my index finger. Now this one, following this triad, which had 3 rundowns, anytime there's a triad with 3 rundowns, the next triad will only have 1 rundown, no matter what pentatonic box you're playing in, whether it's major or minor, it's the same. So since this one had 3 rundowns, this next one is only going to have 1 rundown. Okay, and it starts here, 7th fret of the G string, 7, 6, 4, 7 on the D string, and then the 6, 4, 7, 5, 4 on the G, 7, 5, 4 on the D, 7, 5, 4, and then 5 on the, or 7 on the A string, back to the triad. Okay, this third triad, second inversion, because we're playing the fifth first, and then the root, and then the third, the minor third. And the root, the B, and the minor third, D, are both played on one string. So we can't rake across this one on all three notes like we can on the first one or the second one. This has to be played one note at a time. Okay, so this one has two rundowns. The first one, 5th fret of the B string, and then 7, 6, 4 on the G string, and again 7, 6, 4, and then 7 of the D string, and then 6, 4 on the G, 7, 5, and then 4 on the G, 7, 5, and here we're going to come down to this note because this is the beginning of our triad. So again, that was, I'll do it slow. Second rundown, 7th fret of the B string, and then 5, then 7 and 6 on the G, 5 on the B, 7, and 6, 5 on the G, and 7, 6, 5, and 7 on the D string, and 6, 4, 7, 5. Slow. Now this one, this finger, is covering the three notes here, which is another triad. We've got D, F sharp, and B. So when you're playing this one, you can do the double stop, which is the G and the B string together, or you can rake across all three. And it sounds good. The fourth triad, we're going to use the B and the D again on the G string, like we did on this third triad. And now we're playing the B first, then the D, and F sharp, 7th fret of the B string. This one also has two rundowns, but both of these rundowns are going to be out of the box. So far we've remained in this 4-fret box. fifth pentatonic box. And now to play these rundowns, we're going to move up 1 fret out of the box. Okay. Okay, that first rundown, 5th fret of the E string, and then we move out of the box with the pinky finger to the 8th fret of the B string. 8, 7, 5, and again 8, 7, 5, 7 of the G string, 7, 5, and the B, and 7, 6, and 5 on the B, 7, 6 on the G, and then on the D string, 8th fret, and then we move back into the box. The second rundown, we're going to move out of the box with the pinky finger. Same thing, just up 1 fret. Now the ring finger on the 7th fret of the E string. Then 5, 8, 7 of the B, 5 on the E, 8, 7, 5 on the B, and again 8, 7, 5, 5 on the G string, and then 7, 5 on the B, 7, and 6 on the G string, and then we move back into the box. Now here I'm just rolling my finger to play both notes on the G string and the B string. Okay, this one is the last triad in the 5th box. This is the 5th triad. Now on this one, in this box, this 5th pentatonic box, this little finger on these 3 notes is the only place we're actually going to be playing inside the box, or with our hand positioned inside the box. The rest of the time will be out of the box. And from here, to start this rundown, we're going to move all the way to the first position. Now we're in the first box. We're going to play those 3 notes in that box and move down to here, where we're 1 fret above the 5th box, like we were with that last triad. Okay, you're going to play this with your little finger on that triad, and then back to the box. Now you're going to be tempted just to lay your ring finger down and play it right there, because it's easier. Sure, it's easier. Why would you want to move back down here with your little finger when you can do it right here, right? Well, the reason for this whole practice is to know and master this fifth pentatonic box. Okay, so when you're playing it right here and you transition up to the first box on the high E string, you learn where you can transition from one box to another, rather than the only place that most guitarists transition from is down here. Because here's the box, the fifth box, and here's the first box, and the most common transition is right there. But when you do it from up here, it gets you a little more familiar with changing from a different string. So resist all temptation to play this with a different finger. Play it inside the box here, the fifth box, with your little finger. And then slide into the first position, which you could play here. Which is another lesson, okay? That's the first position. We're going to learn all the triads in that position, but right now we're in the fifth, okay? So stay in the fifth box and slide out all the way to the first, and then down, fifth fret of the E string, and we're going to stay in this position, one fret above, until we're ready to move the pinky back into the box, okay? So that all the way up to the 10th fret, 9, 7, slide down to the 5th with your pinky finger on the 9th fret, then the 7th fret, 5th fret. So again, that's eighth fret of the B string, 7, 5, 8, 7, 5 on the E, 8, 7, 5 on the B, and then we move back in to the box. Okay, so that was the fifth minor triad, the first one. And this one is the root position because the B, which is the root note, is played first. It's the bass note. And then we have the first inversion, because now the third, the minor third, is played first. And then the fifth, and then the root. Second inversion, where we play the fifth first, which is F sharp, then the root, and then minor third. So that's second inversion. Root, first inversion, second inversion, and then back to the root. So that's the same as this. And then again the first inversion, and that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minor triads in the fifth pentatonic position or box. Another excellent exercise while you're in the fifth box for your pinky finger. Now the pinky finger, if you're not used to using your pinky finger, it's going to get a really good workout. and this muscle right here is what's going to start to cramp. Okay, but you know, they say no pain, no gain. Well, it's true. You got to get some pain, but don't overdo it. You know, if you overdo it, if your fingertips get sore, really sore, and you keep playing, the next day they're going to hurt so bad you won't be able to push on the strings. So don't overdo it. Okay, go till you feel some pain, but stop before it's too late and you can't practice tomorrow, because you want to be able to practice every day to really get good at using your pinky finger. So this, just playing this fifth box is really good exercise for your pinky, because it's needed on every single string. To break up the monotony, you can play in threes. 1, 2, 3, then back. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, all the way down. And then back up. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And I'm doing alternate picking, up and down stroke on each time, all the way alternate picking. Down, up, 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 down, up. Really good exercise. Next, I want to show you a little demonstration of this. What we learned today in a solo. Okay, just get a backing track, a B minor backing track. If you're in B, if you're in A, move down to A. Same exact pattern in the A, wherever your root is. Here's the A note, so this is an A minor triad, B minor triad, C minor triad. It's all the same, okay, up to E, D. Okay, no matter what key you're playing in, your pinky finger is going to determine what the root is, okay, or where to position your hand. If you're playing in the key of E minor, you want your hand up here in E. Back to B here. Let me go to this first inversion. This rundown here is actually playing all the major notes in the major scale of the D chord, D major. Because here's the D, and here's the D, and that's a D chord. We're in the same position with the same fifth pentatonic scale, but now we're in D major. If this is the root, and this is the root. So when we play this, that is actually the D major scale, which is do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. And then minor triad. So I'm gonna play this using this, even though it's the major scale, the notes of the major scale. I'm going to play it in the B minor progression, so you can see how this works, and practice this over and over and over. You put on a minor track, and just play this 1/5 pentatonic position over and over and over, practicing all this until you get this 5th position down pat. Then move on to the next one.
Pink Floyd style backing track in B minor.